song of hers is called Going Back. Walking on a summer evening, past an open window, meal being eaten, sounds overheard. A clink, like a penny, in a great big bottle in a pub in the street in a town where I once lived. Change from my drink, drop down the neck of charity, then glancing at the jukebox, Dusty's going back. My last coin gone, I shrug, drink up and turn to leave. Pub door swings open on the creaking spring, and as I walk out, the first bell, then Dusty sings. I hold the door, see you standing, hair shadowing your face over the Wurlitzer. I waver, I wonder, who's playing our song and I don't even know you yet? Usually too shy, I step in and move with the song's slow rhythm. Dusty gives me courage while singing of its lack. I sing, you speak, you smile, we talk until closing time. And you don't mind paying for the drinks or the bus home, where we kissed on the back seat, of course. And the next day, you went back to Scotland. This one is set in Berlin in Easter 1982, when I went there to revisit somebody who I was just starting a romance with, and we weren't quite sure where it was going yet, but this helped. Impression's too strong for simple words. How do I say what I want to say? I may have a cold, but not a serious cold. Perhaps a cold is what is grounding me today. Upstairs, B is playing guitar and singing. The music filters through the warm air of the room I am in, where I sit in the slowly gathering dusk, in a room, in a house, in a forest, near Berlin. Pine forests, cut logs, fresh tang that perfumes the unseasonably Arctic chill. All smells sharpened by the air, while cut in tiny tree hollows, we found glistening hailstones, like a nest of eggs in a tiny chair. This morning, lying in bed, one moment the wood pigeon sounds of an English summer's eve, the next the thunder of angry elements, ice striking the windows so hard I can hardly believe. And we two, warm in bed, laughing, making love, tuning like instruments to each other's bodies, oblivious to the tumult above. Breakfast is ready in 5 minutes. Diana's voice floats into the room. 5 minutes is not long, and maybe it was more before we completed our pleasures, not a moment too soon. This time is for forgetting and remembering the time. Each hour is a new step forwards, afterwards stored, like the words of a favourite book, or that scene in a much-beloved movie that never bores. How do I feel? What do I think? I feel happy, perhaps the best happiness of my existence, more complete than before, because in this love we keep our independence. Our lives are still our own. They do, glory to behold, coincide in alarming and beautiful ways, and we are ourselves from the inside to the outside. And if I want to go somewhere, I can go, and for B, it has the same freshness, though we mostly go together here, because our time together is so precious. Now the sky has a strange, yellow-grey light, and sleet is falling, the weirdest weather in years. It suits the chimerical mood that sends my emotions calling. 1 minute bright and clear, the next dense and dark and vast. The latter I see as a reminder of a romantic crisis from the not-too-distant past. I would have felt that way at another time, in a situation similar, but closer to madness. And I can see myself still suffering, and empathise with the sadness. As quickly as I think, the weather changes, and so do I. I speak to you of my past when I was stabbed by love's dart, also in Germany, back in '75, and now it seems like an old scab on my heart. And by speaking of it, I gently peel it free, lifting the edge of dry blood, like the paper bark from a birch tree. Perhaps it's only the scab reminding me now, and underneath I will find the wound completely healed. And instead of dimming my future hopes, long after the injury was sealed, I leave the scab in the forest, leave it there to crumble, to be washed away in another sudden storm, along with the glistening hailstones, so that no trace remains by next day's dawn. Thank you. Those little gems was in this book, Saw Michael Caine by me, and I have a few copies with me, so I would like them. Thank you very much indeed.